It's kind of cute to me thinking about lately that all the things I scan men for that help me determine if it's a man I would even trust to have an orgasm with or to go on a date with, because there's a certain amount of trust I need in a man in order to even want an orgasm with him. Like someone who's solid and who can be there. I mean, I'll have orgasms with my clients sometimes, but it's not the same kind of orgasm I would have with a guy that I like and that I trust. I want to feel like this guy is competent and has the ability to be there. Like he has a house, he has emotional stability, he has competence, um, he can handle me, and he's interested in me and he'll be there for me. Like I have to feel that on a deep level. Um, Even the guys I hooked up with, I mostly didn't have orgasms with them. So there are different levels of trust, and there are things I pick up. So one of the subscribers sent me some videos and photos, and I was like, yeah, I can pick up things like that. But it's hard to verbalize exactly what I pick up on. But I pick up on yes or no, and then I have to put it into words. But I was just thinking about this today, and it's so nice for me because I have spent so many years of my life trying to be nice to men, trying not to get triggered by men when they pull shit, um, not to get annoyed at some of the ways that they dress or walk or move. But now I'm so happy, and I've been making a shit ton of videos about it because I realize all those things that upset me are things that I am evolutionarily programmed to be upset by. I'm supposed to be repulsed and upset by incompetence, by weakness, by wishy washy behavior, by lying and manipulation. I'm supposed to be upset. And by giving men boundaries, we women are letting them know they have to step up their game, which benefits them. It reminds me of when I was married and my ex husband was falling short in some key areas, and I should have just left him. I didn't know what I know now, and this is why I'm hoping you guys don't have to suffer like I did. I kept thinking, why don't you want to take care of me in bed and be more than a two pump chump in bed? Like, why don't you like to kiss? Like, I'm not trying to ask you to take heroin or rob a bank. Like, these are things that are good for you, good for your heart and for your sex life, and good for you as a man. Or going out more, or whatever it was, and he just didn't want to do it. And what I've learned now, ladies, gentlemen, if you're with someone who is acting at a low level that's not fully functional as a human or in a relationship, the best thing is just to say, hey, that's shit. And if you don't change it, I am out of here. One thing I have learned is telling people they have to change doesn't work. But guys respond very well when I say that's shit, that's unacceptable. They actually respond better to when I get mad and say, you lying to me is unacceptable. That's shit. Guys like that for some reason. They don't get mad at me or anything. They will just say, I'm sorry. I didn't realize. I guess guys talk to each other that way too. They'll say stuff like, buddy, you got to get to the gym. That belly's looking big. And the other guy will just say, oh, yeah, you're right. I'll get to the gym. That's just how guys talk. And I've been talking to men the way that I would talk to a woman, like being nice, trying to teach them, trying to give advice, trying to explain things. And it's just too many words. And it just sounds like probably like I'm lecturing, and it doesn't even register. Their brains don't even pick it up. And likewise, all the things that we as women screen for before we even want a man close to us, they don't screen for any of that. Their brains are very simple in that area. They go, there are some curves and there's a pussy, game on. It doesn't matter if you lied to them. It doesn't matter if you're incompetent. It doesn't matter if were 30 minutes late or didn't make a deposit, or if ghosted them for a week. You got a pussy and you got some curves, game on. Like, they have no requirements. I'm exaggerating. Some men have more requirements than others. But in general, they can be angry at you and they'll still want to fuck you. We women have all these requirements, and we're supposed to, because we are the gatekeepers to reproduction. We are the gatekeepers to reproduction, and we are the gatekeepers to human behavior. We are the gatekeeper of standards in human relationships. We are the ones that are first teaching our babies. We are the ones that are with the babies the most and when they're the littlest. And we have the biggest impact on the formation of the human race when it comes to characters and qualities. So it's very important that we keep our boundaries. And when you're telling a man, buddy, no way, you're actually doing him a favor. And that's the thing that I've just been getting through my head, because I used to think I should be nice, I should be okay with this. But no, because if I'm okay with this, we are in a downward spiral of mediocrity for all of humanity. So I'm not saying that there aren't men who tell men to step up. They do. But I'm saying we as women are the gatekeepers to reproduction, and we can't reproduce with guys who are incompetent, irresponsible, lying, manipulating. Like, we don't want that. And the guys that go around doing that would have never survived in a tribe millions of years ago, because those tribes thrived on cooperation. In fact, if I caught a deer, I needed to share all the food with you, because I might not catch a deer for another 2 years, and I will need to rely on you to share your deer with me. So there was a lot of cooperation, and I think we've lost that. We've become very competitive. And because a lot of people are meeting on their phones, they're not able to screen. A lot of women are not able to screen for all these things on men. If you're meeting a guy on Bumble or Tinder or LinkedIn, you're just seeing a picture. It's harder to screen for all the factors that we can screen for in real life. And so we make assumptions about people more, based on, what we see in a picture. And then also, men will talk to women in a way that they wouldn't in real life. We didn't evolve to learn about each other and interact with each other over phone. So it's a little bit artificial. But the things that we require men to be are good things, and it makes them healthier. And the biggest thing, and this is the first thing that every man ought to do, is work on his physical strength. And I'm not just talking about taking a walk. I'm talking about lifting heavy shit above your head, being able to do push-ups, pull-ups, and stuff like CrossFit. Although CrossFit can be a little bit extreme, so don't hurt yourself. But something like CrossFit that's vigorous, where you're sweating and lifting heavy shit, is good. Eating stuff that's healthy, that's going to show in your health and your energy and your skin tone and everything. Eating foods that are close to the earth, like staying away from processed and frozen foods. That's a big change. These are big changes, you guys, but they show up in everything you do. I can tell looking at a guy if he works out and eats healthy and gets enough sleep. You can just tell. And signs of health are attractive. Signs of health are attractive. I think that guys who are that way are just more attractive. Another thing I want to say is that someone was asking, how do I know how much to touch a woman? I don't want to offend her. And that's why you start gradually. You start from the outside in. Now, I want you to think of, I'm going to make a separate video on that because it's just too much to say.